Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
At the outset, I would like to say that it gives me immense pleasure to stand here, and it gives me pride feeling to share this platform with you all. To begin with, I would like to wish each and every one of us here a grand, happy Independence Day, and also a celebration of the 150 years of Vande Mataram. This year, it is unique. Even for our own district, the celebration is unique because we are here. We have changed the venue from where we used to celebrate in the last 3 years. Because of the circumstances, because of the ongoing work there in our main stadium, we can't help but to celebrate here. But it is still very unique because the space is filled with the presence of love and air ones. And it is more unique because this year, as we celebrate our 80th Independence Day, the theme, the national theme of this year's celebration is Yuva Shakti for Viksit Bharat 2047. Steering towards the fully developed, self-reliant, powerful nation by 2047 as we will attain 100 years of our independence, and entrusting the key responsibility to the youth. That is the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister. When we talk about the Viksit Bharat in 2047, there are 4 core pillars who are going to drive this journey towards the fully developed nation by 2047. First, most important key pillar is youth, and the second one, farmers, and the third, women. Fourth, by eradicating extreme poverty. And this year's Independence Day, we would like to reassure ourselves that we, the youths, are going to take the key responsibility in ensuring the self-reliant, fully developed nation by 2047. And I'm happy to share this with you all because as the district collector, I myself being a youth, I'm happy to share and I'm happy to lead the youths of the district towards our journey. And if we talk about a fully developed, self-reliant country by 2047, if you think about it, it's not possible if the youths of our district are not developed first. You want to talk about developed nation, you should talk about developed district first. Our district should be reliant, self-reliant, fully developed, capable to steer our own path towards development. And for that, the youths of our district are going to take key roles in our journey towards that. And that is why today's celebration is very unique. And this year, among all others, we have decided that we will honor some of the outstanding youths of our district. And when we talk about youths, youths are those people who are less than 35 years of age. So we have decided that we will honor and respect the achievers, the contributors, who are youths in our district and who have contributed something to the society. And we have all of them among us. There are hundreds and thousands of youths who are striving forward, who are doing great job. But we have selected few of them to our best of our knowledge. And I know that it will not justice to all the youths. There are many more out there. But we have chosen few of them to be acknowledged among us today. And that is why our celebration is unique. I would like to tell you a small story. In fact, it is an experience which many of us might have experienced in our lifetime. A father one day walks in the morning, going for a morning walk along with his very young son. As they walk in the road, the boy saw a government sweeper cleaning the street. And the boy asked to his father. The boy said, "Father, look, there is a sweeper. He's cleaning the street. He's cleaning the road." And the father said, and which is the case for most of the situations, most of the parents in society, most of the people, the father said, as expectedly, "Yes, my boy, he is a sweeper." He said, "If you don't want to end up like him when you grow up, you should work hard. You should study hard. My son, you should become a doctor, study very hard, become a doctor. I will send you to a very good coaching institute in Imphal, Delhi, and you should not become like him, but you should become like a doctor or any other good professional. And I have a good future for you. I have a plan for you. I have expectations for you. You should do this. You should do that." Now, you just take a moment to think about this short story. If you really think superficially, there's nothing wrong with that. Every parent wants their child to become a good person, to become a significant person in society, a big shot. So when he said, "If you don't want to become like him, you work hard," actually it seems like there is nothing wrong in it. But we'll get to know, we'll explore more about it. Keeping the story aside for some time, when we talk about the responsibilities and the role of youth in making a powerful nation and a fully developed and self-reliant country, now, there are some key things which we really need to address here. And the same goes for our district, for the youth of our district. We need to give them in the first place quality education to all the youths. It is a must. It is where we need to start. And when we talk about education, we have been failing in many ways. There is a report called Par Rashtriya Sarvekshan 2024. It talks about learning outcomes of the government schools, and in fact private schools as well. And for our district, we score very poor in certain subjects like science and maths. So in a very plain way, it says that the learning quality is poor in these particular subjects. But today I would like to talk about a learning quality and education with quality, something that goes beyond academic excellence. I want to talk about moral values, right mindset among the youth. I want to talk about imparting a quality education with right mindset, correct moral values to the youth by the youth itself. I want to challenge the youth of the district to spearhead in this. We have been relying on the government institutions, private schools, the institutions and the systems that have been set up and established by all people, adults. But why can't we, the youth, spearhead in delivering quality education to our youth itself? It is in this line that today we have invited some of the youths who have spearheaded themselves in their effort to bring forward quality education in the district. We have among us some young students who have excelled at the national level. We will see their faces later. Who have bring forward glory and honor and recognition to the name of the district at national level. And we have among us our own friends who have strived hard to establish a coaching institute in the district, where they are giving quality coaching classes to the NEET and G aspirants, students who are aspiring to become doctors and engineers, and then entrance tests for the MBBS and also for IITs and AIAAs. There is only one coaching institute in the district, and one of our youth has been spearheading in running that, and she has been very successful. She has successfully produced many MBBS students, NITians, and many other entrance exams also. And these are the challenges that I put forward to the rest of the youths. When somebody else is doing it, why can't we also do something about it? You want to see a developed district, youths have to take the lead. And like I said, when you say education, it is also about having a right set of mindset. You know? Give you a simple example. A few weeks back, I had a review meeting about blood transfusion service. Our people have this very wrong notion thinking that, giving a blood, donating a blood is a stigma, is a taboo. It is bad for our body, it is bad for our health. But there are some youths among us, young people, who have been not only preaching, but who have been talking. Not only talking, but also walking the talk. There are youths among us who have donated blood 11 times, 6 times, 5 times, 4 times. To tell the people that it is okay to give blood. When somebody gets sick, when somebody had an accident, if there is emergent need of blood, how are we going to save the people, the injured person, the patients? There needs to be blood in our health centers. And for that, we people have to voluntarily donate blood for our blood centers. And these people, some of our youth, have been preaching and then spreading awareness to the public on that. And they themselves have been donating blood multiple times. And they are champions. And we have some of them among us. We'll see them later. So when we talk about education, it is just not about academic excellence, also about moral values, a right set of attitude and mindset, and also leadership, true leadership. A few weeks back we had young future youth leaders boot camp organized by our My Bharat district team. We have conducted camp for more than 30 youths who are aspiring to become youth in the future. We had among us one of our brothers who had participated in the National Vikshit Vibrant Village program. It's a visionary initiative by the Honorable Prime Minister where 500 youths of the country were selected to tour the country. They were sent to northern part of the country, Leh, Ladakh, Himachal and Uttarakhand. They were met to tour different places of the area, met to experience the culture of the place, tradition of the place, how villages are being governed there, how military people are functioning there, entire operation there. They have been met to see and met to experience all different sorts of things in their life. And these people are aspiring to become leaders in the future. And we have such people among us. We are going to honor them. It's very important and crucial that if youths have to take the lead in steering forward the nation, they have to be given quality education. Now, when that father told his son, if you don't want to end up like that sweeper, you should study hard. Why I'm saying it is technically very wrong is that the father should not say that if you don't want to end up like that sweeper, you should study hard. Instead, the father should tell his son, my boy, yes, he's a sweeper, he's doing his job. He's working very hard. He's working sincerely. You should appreciate that sweeper. And when you become a successful person, and in fact, you should work very hard, study hard, and become a successful person without any mistake, and you help those people. That should be the attitude of the father. Not everybody in our society can become officers or a successful business person. Alright? We have our own responsibilities to fill it, to do our job. Which is why it is equally important to respect such people and teach our children to honor such people. And when we work hard and become a successful person in the future, we help such people. So it's a right education that we need to give to our youth. And when the father told his son that I will send you to a good coaching institute and you should become a doctor, now the father is not doing justice to the children, to his son, because he is fixing it. He is not giving option to his son. He is actually holding his son's hand and then putting in a box. deciding for him what to do and how to do it. The right way is that what we have been doing is that we have been telling our children, we have been teaching them, molding them, nurturing them to work on a certain path, which should not be the case. In fact, we should teach our children in such a way that they are prepared, they are ready to work in whichever path that lies ahead of them. His son may aspire to become a doctor, engineer, or military officer, or businessman, whatever the case may be. The father's responsibility is actually to teach him and to prepare him to be ready to walk in whichever path that lies ahead of him in the future. And that is why our youth should be trained, should be given a skill set in such a way that they are prepared to take on any challenges that lies ahead of them, and they should be given the opportunity to walk in the path that they desire to walk. Only then we will see successful people among us. And we have exemplary such youth in our district who have successfully walked that path, who have successfully executed what they have aspired to become in their life. We have some of our youths who have become successful footballers, playing in I-leagues. We have a professional boxer, all the way from Tausem. She had won gold medal, silver medal, bronze medal in different competitions. She had participated in national level as well, in sub-junior category. You might not be aware, but we have youths amongst us. And it's really deserving that, we honor them. And they deserve that honor from the district. Which is why we have invited them today. And I would like to serve them as a source of inspiration for many other youths and students out here and out there. We have youths, not just in sports, who have aspired, in different ways, who have excelled in whichever way they have chosen to be. We have content creators who have successfully disseminated information to the district about, the government initiatives, about the culture, tradition, about the tourist potential in the district, about, showcasing the significant personalities in the district. We have people doing that amongst us, and they deserve to be honored. We have a musician among us who have, you might not be aware of this, there's a musician among us who have created a music in honor of the Amur falcon bird. And the song, the music that he had created has been actually broadcasted in BBC, which you might not be aware. It's a very significant thing. And these people deserve to be honored. So, the second important thing, if we really talk about youth as a spearheader for the developed nation by 2047 is you give them the right skill set, the capability-centric skill set, where they will be prepared to take on any challenges that lies ahead of them. And another very important thing which we have to give to them is the opportunity to shine. There are a lot of youths with brilliant ideas amongst us, beautiful ideas, but who are not given platform to excel, who are not given that platform to execute their ideas. I want to tell you, when you open a faucet, when you open a tap that was not used for quite some time, the water that comes out of the tap will mostly rusty, it will go for some time, the water gets cleaner. Ideas are like that. When you initially try to do something with your brilliant idea, it may sound funny, it may sound crazy, people may mock at you, people may laugh at you, it may sound impossible to achieve, but trust me, you use it, apply it, your ideas will become reality and they will shine. And many of us have this feeling that my future lies somewhere in Delhi. My future is out there in Mumbai, 20 years from today. And that's when I will start working. That's when I will start executing my idea. And we are very wrong about it. I want to tell you that we are very wrong about it. Your future, 10, 20 years down the line, will be determined by what you decide to do here today, not what you decide to do 10 years, 20 years down the line. I want to make this very clear with all the youths out here. You have a brilliant idea, do not be afraid about it. Don't be scared. Don't let fear win you. Have faith in yourselves. Trust in yourselves. Fear is what if. Faith is even if there is a difference in it. Again I say, fear is quote, what if unquote. What if? You are afraid. What if this happened? What if that happened? What if I fail? Will people laugh at me? There is fear talking to you. There is fear controlling you. But faith, having faith in yourself, is even if I fail in my first time, I will do it again. Even if people mock at me, I will make sure that I succeed in life. So faith is saying, even if, make sure that your faith wins your fear. So you may have brilliant ideas. You may want to become a successful entrepreneur in your life. And we have many youths who are aspiring to become successful entrepreneurs in their life, but they are afraid. And also we are not giving them enough opportunities and platforms. But there are youths among us who have successfully become, successful entrepreneur in their life. They may look small, their business may look small, insignificant, but I appreciate their courage. We have entrepreneurs amongst us, who have successfully carried out, floriculture, selling flowers, flower bouquets, innovating themselves to improve their business. These are the ideas that they started a long time back. They see them successful. It looks small, it sounds small, but they're very significant. We have entrepreneurs amongst us who have decided to do, salon, to start salon business in the district. It may look very simple, it may sound very simple. I pray and I hope that the youths of the district will come forward more and more, contribute in the nation building. With that, I would like to end my speech. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir.